Everybody, Matt Fuller and I here. How is everyone today?
Oh my
So
God,
excited,
it's been a long time since I've been on anything but Whatnot.
dude.
I'm a Whatnot wench.
Dude, that's fine, man. They're fun. They're fun to watch, man. I enjoy them a lot. I watch you and Lewis, Breakers Row, Grassy. I don't know, man. It's where I see the most action and cards flying
I mean, that's where all the sales are these days. So,
and conversations too, man. It feels like I feel like in the comments there's a bunch of people
oh yeah,
chatting away.
I mean, and a lot of mine, like I show off sketches I have that aren't for sale. I take requests, see if people can find a character or an artist I don't have. I try to make it more entertaining and educational than just salesy. So
I think that's the better way to do it. I never come back to the ones that are just like yelling at the top of their lungs or, pretending an out of the 100 is like the lottery ticket. Like it's just not good for me. I can't, I get
or
too
just
upset.
that, or just that overselling. Like when I'm doing these dollar auctions, I don't care if they go for $1, but you see some of those sports sites like, chat, this is a $5 card. You got to bid this up. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Well,
If you didn't want it to sell for $1, don't list it for $1. Like, come on.
I've been hearing real accounts of this too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a real thing. Especially like I said, especially on the sports side. I have to actually seen it once or twice on Pokemon. Marvel seems pretty insulated from it.
Okay.
Look at all these people.
Oh,
Hermit, you sold the house. Nice. Congrats.
it happened.
Looks like it.
Hey, congrats, man. Dude, it's so good seeing everybody here. Card McFly, you're the best. I've been enjoying every cut you post. It's so sick. Thank you. Strange is my cut buddy. I love all of these people. This is so fun. Lawless, hey, what's up, man?
Did I save that?
Oh, I love Sure King. Hey, buddy. It's so good to see you guys. Again, congrats, Hermit. I'm just going through these comments while we're just getting ready. You guys are the best. Hey, Bien. New friend, Matt. It's all Bien. Really nice guy. No way. Hey. Oh, Cash. I loved all the Kirby stuff you're posting. That would happen on the Yancey Street, like the reveal of that stuff. It was so cool to see those photos. Would have no idea that had happened. So that was really awesome.
Did you see what's going on this weekend? The Comic Art Live
convention.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I've been sharing a bunch of it. I got confused because my weeks have been all turned around, but that's this weekend starting tomorrow.
I've got my booth. I've set up all of my Saturday. I get to finish my Sunday listings. So you get this. So I'll have 24 items that debut on Saturday, and then another 24 that come on Sunday. And the setup is like absurdly easy, so it's fantastic.
Oh man! So do you have a time slot?
No, just everybody. Yeah, and premium members get in early tomorrow. They get early access, which is awesome. Yeah, but it's over. If you go over to CAF, all the details are over there.
I got to check it out. Because I know.
Castro says you should grow out your beard and we should do between two beards.
Hey, I'm down for that. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. Oh man, everyone's here. I'm like having a hard time with the comments. This is awesome. Stingray by your Stingray.
Yeah, this is like 2/3 of the comic card too.
I'm glad though. That's awesome. That's exactly who it's here for.
I brought a bunch of images down to show off, and when we talk about it, it'll be fun.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Where is Pennis? I don't know. He should be here soon. Hey, Raj is here. This is great.
Beers and boards. Oh, I like that.
Beers and boards. That's cool. Gotta get everybody in here. This is awesome. You guys are gems for coming in. This is amazing. So what do we have planned? So I've been dying to do something with Fuller. Fuller's been busy. I've been busy with collective stuff, trying to get more sets for you guys on the site, and we have massive update coming. So it's just been a lot of work. But I hit up Fuller, and then me, Fuller, are always talking. I was just like, got to do something fun. And Fuller was like, I want to talk about the love of comic cuts, not the profits, not the value, not any of that stuff. Really, just the love of them, and just just the excitement of what they are. And I was super happy because it's such a nice, relaxing conversation and topic. And we have a lot of stuff to show off thanks to Fuller and a lot of other people who've put comic cuts everywhere in the groups, Instagram, Collectus, especially. But I'm just excited to do this, man. I'm excited. So I got a question for you, Fuller, before we get it. So you're famously known as someone who has tons and tons of cuts, a lot of cuts, which is just amazing, a library of cuts. And I wanted to ask you this. I want to so what is your routine right now? So you're at this collection where you have such a good collection in different sets and different ideas of different collecting goals and stuff like that. I just wanted to hear how do you think about cuts when you buy them or think about them or curate them? What are some things in your head?
Jesus Christ.
I know it's a big question. I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, somebody's getting a group chat call. I'm glad you couldn't hear it. It's changed recently. For a while it was focusing on specific. Well, for a long time it was just acquire, right? Just hoard, right? The Letty view, hoard.
The Letty view.
And then after a while it became, okay, now let's focus on things I like, which would be characters, artists, issues. Then it got even more narrow. It's okay, now it's specific storylines, like the House of M is an example of one I chase a lot, or a specific scene, like there's a Wolverine scene from this one issue that I really like, and it's not even an action issue, so I chase that. And now, honestly, it really has to just appeal to me in some other way. Like cover cuts were a big one for a while too, and now it's oddball stuff. Honestly, now my big ones, I'll still do cover cuts if I see them, but as you know, one of my big ones now are oddities like letter pages, right? Trying to get or cuts that are also from on the card, right? It's a cut of the scene from the trading card. So ones like that I definitely love too. And I think I only brought one of those as an example, but there are a whole bunch in my collection. I love those. Yes, and the funny cuts. Yes, Lost is right? Because I've got those Daredevil ones where he's punching the bag and the little thing is FAP is the sound they did, and I just 12-year-old Matt just laughs at that every time. So I've got
it makes me laugh every time I see it on Collectus or wherever. It wasn't even on Collectus. Where was it? It was eBay, and I saw a flap. I think I sent it to you. It was a long time ago, and I just giggled. I was like, no way this would have been part of my regular moment on eBay if I hadn't known you were looking for it.
Or the other one is, and this was a Letty one too, reaction cuts, or accidentally inappropriate cuts. Like there's that one where Cap's behind, someone's behind Cap and he's squeezing them and it just looks insane. It's like when they take that normal scene and they just put a blur over something completely innocent, but it changes the whole scene. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because at that point, it's just kind of like, all right, what's silly? What's fun? What keeps that crazy love going? So.
I love that. I love that so much because I've seen you take different avenues like that, and it always makes me laugh, and I always get excited to see it because it's I'm not at that stage yet, but I always die because I love sending it to people and I love seeing you pick it up because I'm like, this is not going to be anywhere else but Matt's collection. So I'm always happy to see it.
Yeah, it is always a freaking blast. And then trying to match up cuts with sketches is something I've been poking at a little bit.
That's interesting.
In fact, you know what? Why don't I start with sharing one of those because that happens to be the one I am looking at. No, that's not how I want to do it. I want to add image file, and I need to view these, and it should be right at the bottom. All right. So here's an example. So I've got a cut from that page on the right of the Barry Windsor-Smith Wolverine X-Men issue, right? And then I matched it up with a sketch card that Warren Martinek did on the left of the cover, and then a separate Martinek sketch that sort of ties right into that scene there where he's grabbing the girl. right? That's in the lower right-hand corner. That's where he picks her up and runs. So I kind of like how that tells that whole story right there, combining the cuts and the sketches.
He did such a good job. That's what I love about Martinek is that he can look at the books, know exactly what the books like. It's one thing to like do an homage to the books or to look at the image, and some people do tracings, which is really gross, and all this other kind of stuff. But Martinek like captures the feeling of the cover. That's my favorite part about his art. It's like you look at it, and you're like, oh, I know exactly the book, I know exactly the look, and he captures like that essence of the page. And this is such a good example of that.
Yeah. Did you see this one? Binder page Gladiator. That's
oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be a great night page.
Oh, congrats, man. You are the Gladiator collector to me. I don't know anybody else. You are the person no matter what happens. And that is so sick because how many Gladiator cuts can there be? I mean, there can't be more than like.
Yeah. I mean, most of them I think will be from X-Men Metal in that whole John Byrne run of Uncanny issues. No, it's all Brian. It's not framed. It's just that's how I queued it up in Photoshop. So, but that was sort of the look I was going. Like, if I did frame it, this is what it would look like.
Yeah, let me see something because I want to see Metal. Because it is super interesting. Because I have seen Gladiator cuts pop up here. And it is so cool to see them. I just never see them. And he's like such a cosmic hero too. So I always love the overlap. But he is an X-Men character.
Like the one in the 1 teens to 120s and 130s. So that's
yeah, there you go. I'm sending you back that Colossus, by the way.
I must have at least one in my collection, I would think.
I could have sworn someone had some. I saw one on here, but it's hard to keep track. Other people have now uploaded, so it's not just.
I had one where Colossus was punching him. I can't remember if I traded that to someone. I feel like I must have.
Anyway,
yeah, 107 and 137. Yeah.
Am I missing it? Where are you? That's cool. Well, anyway, that's yeah, dude. Major congrats. It's funny because I brought out my binder today to look at where the Batman metal cuts at. I actually have my page, so I got to show you. 107, 137. I love, it's so funny. I've been so annoyed lately with like ads from different people because they're just like paying people to like say stuff now on camera, which has been the weirdest thing to see. Because there's people who are just like saying fancy cards and not actually collecting them, which breaks my heart. But I love this. He's like 107, 137. Like, that's how you know. You know what I mean? When that comes up, that's how you know. I love this.
Well, I mean, there are some, quote unquote celebrities who are in the Marvel space, obviously.
No, these are not even celebrities. These are like, you know how they do for like ads on YouTube, like testimonies where they get people just to like get on their camera and to like say the thing or whatever. I've been seeing weird stuff like that. Not even celebrities.
No. So maybe it's just affiliate links. Like
that's it. That's it. That kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't want to call out.
Fuller, what is that on your desk? The OA, Blake? The Quicksilver?
Oh, is that like a chibi?
Yeah, that's a Marvel Snap original art. So I do on Whatnot, I do a wheel of sketches. So all of these sketches over here on the wall were available. Mm-hmm. And that original art was on the wheel. So someone could have won that as part of the wheel.
I don't know anybody else is doing that. That's crazy cool.
Yeah. Try to keep it interesting.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I actually brought out my binder too, because I am doing 9 pages too, like 9-page issues. As well. Close up. Blake is shameless. He's like, show it.
I could show it here. I've got 3 by Rianne, and again, it's the Snap OA.
That's a great
There's this cute little chibi.
That looks so good too.
Oh yeah, I've got Dazzler and.
Ooh.
Just look in the other room. Oh, Danny, of course.
The room looks really good, by the way, man. Like super nice, dude. Looks nice and
it's
looks really
there.
good.
I still need to even everything out. It bugs me. You can see they're all not really aligned. That's just not my forte. I need to pay someone. I'll be like, get on like a local handyman, be like, even this all out, make it look good.
I'm getting into my like QVC stage of my life because I keep seeing these commercials where they're like, you can hang a painting easily by just putting this on the wall and then it's even. And I'm like, oh yeah.
But it's balanced. It's level, but it's not like aligned,
It's so
trying to get it perfectly aligned with the one next to it.
No, it drives me nuts. I still have to, like, that's a complete mess. I hate that this is empty. It's just, I can do like a puppet show.
The one section of my wall where I had 4 that were all the exact same size and I lined them up in a perfect grid was the 4 Dan ladies. And I fucking sold one. And now there's a gap there and It's insane.
That's great.
What can you do? Anyways, back to cuts.
So just opening this up a little bit, guys. So if you do have any questions on cuts, anything specific, I know a lot of people who are here are pretty familiar with the channel and Comic Cuts because it's pretty much the biggest cut collectors in the hobby are in this chat. Most of them are in this chat. But if there's anything you want to know, please let us know, a question or anything like that. So you still haven't touched any Batman cuts?
No. Again, I feel like I'm gonna stick with Marvel. I don't want to open it up.
Sure.
And yeah, I'm just, for me personally, the value isn't there. So and that doesn't mean that I think they're priced wrong. It just means that the value in terms of the appreciation that I would get out of it. So the bang for my buck. They don't have that same appeal for me. The only way I would possibly get into DC is if they had Teen Titans cuts from the Judas Contract storyline. Or, maybe I would go for like Hush or The Long Halloween, and maybe they already have some and I just don't know. But it would be tied to very specific storylines. Because I did read DC as a kid. I read a ton of it. But yeah, I know myself, and again, the OCD in the name is real, so I don't want to open a door, especially at this particular point when I'm trying to get into cards more as a business. So
no, that's smart. I wouldn't do that either. I asked because I know Lewis has been just killing it on the cut side of DC. So I was like, there has to be something brewing with Lewis and the cuts. He's gets me excited about it too, and I've been very good about it. I was gonna build a 9-page, and I probably still am. Like I have my 9-page here of cuts for DC, but I'm trying to be really careful, like you, because I don't want to get into it at that level. You know what I mean?
Lost. I don't think this would be possible because each company has one of the licenses. So I don't think they could have a cut that has a DC and a Marvel at the same time from a license perspective. Just my own guess.
That would be crazy fun, like a Marvel versus DC cut series. That would be insanely cool. No, so these are the only ones I have. This is my 9-page of my little Batman cuts, but these two are the ones I'm just so happy I did. I just think they're so great, and I love that series. And it was very cool. Like learning about that graphic novel and stuff was really fun. So I was excited to get those guys.
Yeah, no, that would, like I said, I've said this before. The '80s were a hell of a time to grow up reading comics because that came out. Watchmen, like I was there at like 13 when comics took this left turn into just insanity. It was wild.
That's so good. Dark Knight's such a good example of Dark Knight Returns really. Yeah, Dark Knight Returns. That's right. Yeah, Dark Knight Returns was a really good example of that because it just like tore down the kind of glorification of superheroes, and Watchmen was so good about that too.
Right. And even like Alonzo says, he's chasing Killing Joke. As a kid when that came out. First of all, the Brian Boland's art was just next level. The level of detail that guy can put on a card, and that was peak Brian Bolland.
Yeah.
And then just the story itself, like freaking dark as hell, man.
It was very serious and really good centers too. Like, I don't know, like just really good themes at the center of the stories that just weren't there in the books.
Yeah.
And I thought they were so good about that.
And it was technically DC, so if they ever did cuts from Watchmen, I would absolutely go from that. And I know the one cut I would murder for, which is the Ozymandias saying, you know, what am I, some B-grade villain? I did it 30 minutes ago, right? They're one of the greatest quotes in comics. So then could you imagine the battle if that ever went on eBay? That cut would go for thousands easily.
I think that's the thing about cuts too, right? Like talking about the love of cuts and the fandom, and there really has to be that familiarity with the source material to understand the weight of a good comic cut. You know what I mean? Like that is such a good moment because he's mocking what the villain monologue is, right? Like it's Alan Moore's way of like making fun of that and then having a total surprise moment too. It's so clever. It's so smart. I mean, it's just good shit.
Yeah. And you nailed on something that I think is important. You know, I think everybody collects cuts for different reasons. And for me, most of what I focus on now, it's something I always focus on, but I think it's all I do now is it has to get that nostalgia itch, right? It has to be something that I remember from my prime, or something, you know, I've started, you know, over the last few years, I've been back into them. And, but yeah, the, you know, Bronze Age, for me, that's the cat's meow. The
cat's meow. Well, it's funny because cuts are being made now that have Ron Lim Surfer in them. And that's the Surfer I grew up on. Yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, it's not like vintage or anything like that or expensive. But, you know, just to see it in a cut, like I got this one recently, and I really love it. I haven't posted it yet, but
nice. Yeah, I mean, Lim was all over Surfer itself, the Infinity series.
Oh, yeah.
He did so much Surfer in that era.
So much. And it was so cool. And I don't know, like that was the first time I was introduced to Surfer was Lim Surfer.
Now, when you post those on Collectus, are you adding the metadata to actually reference the issue, which isn't on the actual cut?
So we're putting in a notes section, and then we have an artist, and there's something I'm trying to work in there between sketch cards and comic cuts, like where you have like the comic book issue, or a sketch card could be like, because the dream is to someone to be like, I want to see all of Warren Martinek's sketch cards. And you can see the whole catalog of work, and then you can click on the artist profile and then contact them for a commission. Like that's the real dream, is to do that. And we're actually working on that now, which is really fun. But so our search works, and it does that kind of stuff. And you can kind of find it, but it's really going to be up to the community, like being able to tag that information. You know what I mean? Because the real trick of this is to make sure that everyone else feels like they can contribute, which they have already. So that's the hope, you know what I mean? And that's the way I would like to do it, because I'd like to have a notes field, but I also would like to have that like metadata, because that would be cool to cross-reference them. You know what I mean? Like to see all of John Buscema's Silver Surfers, whether it's card or comic cut, right? Like I picked up this card.
Yeah, if all that metadata is there and you could slice across it, that would be great.
Right. You know what I mean? So I picked up this, which is one of my favorite cards ever made. It's called the Heroes of Silver Age, and it's reflective. And these cards are just awesome. It's from the 1998 Silver Age. And this is Joe Sinot's Silver Surfer art. And it's just so sick. So, and there's a Joe Sinot Silver Surfer comic cut too. So it's a really cool way to like curate a binder, you know what I mean? So yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head there. Like that's really the hammer on the head.
Yeah. And you know, curating them is awesome, but it's so hard sometimes to display them in a way that captures it all, right? And that's why I think of a lot of us have been doing these little, like I just had for the Wolverine one, different displays where we hover them over the pages. And I think that's really where it starts to shine. But even then, like, how do you do that physically? Do you literally have the book open and you have the cut sitting on it and that's a display? So you do something like that, you run out of space in 3 issues. So,
Yeah. And we have that Comic Cut group on Facebook. And I think it was Mark who just did it. Mark, who's very cool. Mark just showed the raw, like he shows the raw book and then puts the card on it. Yeah, it is Mark. Like he just showed that Submariner post.
Yep.
And he did such a good job with that. But I love seeing the raw book and then the cut there. I just think it's so, and you do it all the time, which I love too. But
yeah. Like, and here's an example. Like, how would you be able to display this? You'd have to like leave the book open. But this one, on this 2-page spread, I've got 3 cuts across my favorite storyline, which is just awesome.
There's going to be so many cool things you could do with ease, because so many people will have so many references and tag different and share their knowledge, that generating an image like this for a post is just around the corner. And I love, man, I have to say, dude, I didn't even know you had that cut on that splash page.
Yeah. And what I like to do with this, like, I think it's great when you just drop it on top, but I like being able to use Photoshop and just making it a little opaque so you can still see the image underneath the border.
Yeah, I actually really love that. I really, really love that. And I think that's the good way to do it too, just enough where you can see the image. Yeah. And you line it up so well too.
Oh yeah, no, believe me, I turn the opacity way down, and I spend a lot of time just making sure that. But the nice thing is, once you do it once, you can figure out what the dimensions are of the card, and it'll work for the other ones. Just resize it to that same one, right? Because although the signature one was different because it had a different window, so that threw everything off. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I think it's great. I think it's beautiful. See, I don't know. I love that so much. That's so sick.
And then there are some where we can just go crazy. Like, I've posted this online before, but for the death of Wolverine in the final scene, I went absolute batshit.
I love this. I think I helped you. Maybe I didn't help you find one, but I know I saw one and sent it to you because it looked like Surfer, and I was like, "That's not Surfer." So I remember that. But I think that's.
So I put the original up top, and then I overlaid the 5 cuts I have down below. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That's sick. That's so sick.
It was a lot of fun. I would have loved to have gotten one more of probably those 2 in the upper left.
Yeah.
Either Patch or straight up Wolvie, but I'm happy where I am. And again, just a fun little project. I think I realized I had 2 that were sequential, and then I was like, oh, I bet there are more. There were.
There were. I love it. Oh, that's so sick, dude. I love that so much. And it's such a important scene too, taking notes. Yeah. God damn, that's cool. Yeah, I've fallen in love with this one cut I have. I don't know if I showed it off yet, but it's of a Darkhawk. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to start collecting Darkhawk, but I don't know what happened. I saw this one cut, and I've absolutely become obsessed with it.
Okay.
I don't know what it's nothing. It's not anything great, but I love that his head covers that panel line, so it's going over, and then the amulet that turns into Darkhawk is he's kind of seeing it for the first time and thinking about it. I don't know what it is, but this is the other thing I like about comic cuts is that it can reintroduce a character to you that you really never kind of looked at more than once, but then you see an interior panel, and it's sometimes for some reason it resonates, right? It's like opening a book for the first time, standing in a comic book store, and something jumps out at you on the page. So yeah, I thought that was, I don't know, little things like that is a fun way to collect cuts too, just to put that on video.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's tons of ways, and I mean, I'm just going to keep showing random stuff just because
please more random. People like the random stuff.
I shared this one before too, and this was a fun one. When I found one of these, and then I did the research to figure out what the hell it was. and they were cuts from a Spider-Man annual where it wasn't the story, but they did little little vignettes or little one pagers afterwards. And
Yeah.
this is one where they drew him like he was in different styles. So I was able to grab 3 of them. So sort of the little Abner style, the Archie style, you know.
I would see. So this has been happening to me because I'm like, oh man, did they do a cut for each one? You know what I mean? So like, which ones are you missing? Blah blah blah. But I would double check the back of the pages to see if like you've seen like if there was any way.
Oh, if it was, yeah, that's a good point.
I would double check because like I guarantee you, unless those back pages are kind of like not jumping out of you, which is a good rule of thumb for anybody out there. Like if you're looking at comic cuts and you're trying to figure out like my insane ass did, which is seeing how many cuts exist in a book or which ones they cut and which ones are never possible, look at the flip side of the pages when you find the book online. You can kind of tell what they decide to cut. Like this person who cut these obviously understood framing, obviously did it correctly. So they probably picked really good other cuts too, especially for the older ones where there's like one person doing the cuts. I don't know. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's the silly stuff, you know. Sometimes that's the best stuff. And then we talked about it at the beginning, but my current side quest is the covers and the letter pages, right? And the letter pages in particular are great. The hardest part for me has been finding the original source, right? Because you know, not all current issues reprint the letter pages; they just take them out. So usually you have to either find an omnibus, or you need to get lucky and like free of comics online or whatever that site is. But you know, so here's one from the letter page where it actually, and it's got a tiny little bit of the letter. Like sometimes they're easy like this, where you can see the borders and you can see a little bit of the text. So you're like, okay, that's clearly a letter page, right? But there are other ones. Do I have an example of that?
Well, you have that Human Torch one that I always loved.
Yeah, I can copy that one down here, unfortunately. But yeah, there are some where, oh, actually, maybe this one. Let me see if I do.
Might have put it on collective.
That one is under 26.
Ashley says you should frame it as is, like that page you showed before. He thinks it's beautiful. Really does look good.
Where are you hiding? This one. So this, oh, you can at the bottom, you can see Stan and Dawn. All right, so you can see it. But there are some where there is no text.
Yeah.
So you have to literally go through the entire comic to figure out, okay, it's not the main comic, so it's something else, and track it down. And I picked up, I think you know, I mentioned this. I was fortunate recently that I was able to pick up a giant chunk of Avengers cuts from someone who just had them tucked away. And I picked up about 400 or 500 of them, and over 100 were cover cuts.
Oh yeah. So. Stupid awesome. Like, oh, it's so sick. I mean, I don't think people. It's really tough, right? Like, you're not going to find. It's really hard to know where the good stuff is kind of located, and what sets did that kind of work. You know what I mean? Like I think that Avengers Rittenhouse set probably has the most cover cuts than any other set that's been produced Marvel comic cut side. Like I can't think, like Marvel 75th didn't have them.
Not to that level.
Not I don't remember. I don't see any covers on there that I can recall. And I'm trying to think of the other Rittenhouse 400 or 500.
Yeah. And Basra, I like the second part of your comment, because one thing that I love is when it's an old issue, I love when it's a little yellowed and you can see that they got it from an original issue and not like a masterwork reprint. Like if it's a modern issue, I don't care, because obviously they haven't been around long enough for the pages to yellow. Yeah, I mean, you can just tell right off the bat.
It's so fun. I love that so much. By the way,
yeah, you know what? Do I don't even want to say that out loud? There were a few Doom cuts in that collection I picked up.
You can't say that stuff, man. There's people here. Find you.
I haven't put them on collectors yet. Because I'm sure I'll get people knocking at my door.
Knock, knock, knocking on Fuller's door. Wow. You have a lot, man. I see people see that stuff sometimes. You and Mark and McFly and other people, and people are like, you think they're going to give up that cut? And I was like, man, I have no say over this at all. I have nothing. I got nothing I can help you with.
Did I not bring? I didn't bring down the Avengers 1 cut. Oh, why did I not do that? One of the ones I picked up was. Did I really not bring it? Oh no, I did. Haha.
I think you showed it to me, right?
Yeah, in this collection I bought. This is obviously the big win here. Why are you not sharing? Huh.
Oh,
there was an issue with my file. Interesting. Try it one more time. There we go. So cut from the cover of Avengers 1.
So how many, so let's do this. So that's Avengers, right? So if I look this up, that's the Avengers cut there.
Yep.
Avengers 1. So I can go here to Avengers 1, look up Avengers. So there's a gold Avengers 1, which had 78 serial number cuts.
Yep.
And then there was a regular Avengers cut that had 86 cuts. So most likely, which is bizarre to even think that this is possible, they probably used 2 issues.
Yep.
And the set had only 5,000 boxes, 420 cases. So I think it's 2 issues, which is crazy to think they had 2 Avengers 1s just hanging around. And yeah,
and the golds were the archive box only ones. That's the only way you could get the golds.
And since you've looked at so many now from your collection, do the golds have a more are they more prized moments in the books, like bigger iconic moments?
Very, very similar cuts, just a slightly different look to it, and different wording on the back.
Interesting.
I think I do have some where I have a cut from one of the golds that matches one of the non-golds. So
that's cool. That's good to know. I always wondered. I had no idea.
The main one was, if you got the archive box, there were only what is it?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3, and king size had 4.
Yeah. See, my favorite borders are these, like the Marvel 75th. They're my borders. Pure
clean. They don't use much real estate, for sure.
No, they're my absolute stupid favorites. Like this is my prized possession cut, which I've shown off before, so I won't spend time on it. But this is the one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I just love this so much. I was able to find you that Thor one. I didn't realize you didn't have one of these from this issue. I never see this issue pop up. The BA-17 ever. You got me this one.
That's some good stuff there.
Yeah, but
yeah, so I'll tell you my controversial hot take, and I've said it before.
Oh shoot, here we go.
I feel like, so I don't like the redemption covers. I just don't.
Which ones do you not like?
The redemptions, the 16 panel cover redemptions, where you get
hot take. Here we go. Okay, coming in hot.
I've got 2 reasons. Number one is, back in my day we had to chase them down, so it's just cheating, right? There's my old man comment. Why not? But more so, it's the cuts. There's no love to the cut. It's very mechanical. Every cover is cut the exact same way in that grid. So whether the cross could be right here in the middle of someone's face, and you get their face in 4 different cuts, whereas at least when they were doing these ones, someone took the time and said, you know what, we're not going to do the whole thing, but somebody obviously knew what they were doing with that cut, right? and they took the time to make sure that it's like, I'm only going to get, I knew Alonzo would complain. I would only get, you'd only get 3 or 4, but the 3 or 4 you get were just thought out by someone who loved them. And again, that's just me. I'm a fucking weird cat anyway, so who cares what I think? But what I do like though is a lot of them. The big plus is they pick some very fucking key issues to do the cuts for. So when you think of it in those terms, there's definitely some superior. They have a lot more flexibility in which issues they can pick. So yeah, there are some absolute top-notch ones. But again, but I also like the work you have to do. I mean, that's the other part. Like, I bless their soul. You got Alonzo, you got Piper, the work they have to put in, and then to have to roll the random dice. Like, my heart couldn't deal with that.
That's for the brave, man. That's for the brave. I could not. I see these guys go, and you and I have been around a while now, where we've seen enough people run for these achievements and just go. And I've run for achievements too. I've done it myself. I've made the run, but I have to say, like, the random hits, I don't know if I have the chops for that. Like, seeing the printing plates, the comic cut, the covers. No, I'm too faint of heart for that stuff. That is like next level stuff, man. I love this cut, by the way.
And
nice.
One other plus, that one thing that has gotten better in my view on those, and maybe they always existed, but I don't think I knew about them until more recently, is now they have the 4x4 binders. So now you can at least display them all together. And maybe they always had them and I didn't know about them. But once I saw people have them and then it's all literally on one page of binder, that makes a big difference too. So
it's a big difference when you can see it on a page.
Yeah, it's getting somewhat better in my view of my appreciation for it. But I'm still, again, like this, it's just you get one of these in a pack, and I guess argue with that. I guess that's random too. So what am I talking about?
No, I think it makes sense to me personally. Also too, though, I think you and I have had this. That's so cool. Right? Sorry, you and I have had this conversation, but like, I see your cuts and then I lose my train of thought. I'm so mad at you. What I was gonna say was, I have the booklet, the beginnings booklet for Surfer, which has the multiple, like, it's beautiful. I love that book. I can show it in a minute. But I think you and I are similar in the sense, like, I like having one card with the right cut on it. Like, it's hard for me to have multiple cards. You know what I mean by that? Like, I like having the singular cut of the card type of thing. So I'm jealous too, though. I don't have a cover. So I'm mostly just like trying to soothe my own soul for not having a cover cut.
I agree, Louis. That Panther one in a 16 would be great. But here's the perfect example of what I like. Like, somebody looked at this and said, you know what? I can't do it in a normal orientation. To make this really a great cut, I need to twist it. And I love that someone knew enough to say, I'm going against convention and I'm going to do it like that.
Yeah. I think you're right.
That just shows the love.
I think it's an artistry too, right? Like, a lot of people, in my opinion, any card that has to be handmade, and I'm not talking value as in money, I mean value as in like collectability, I think heightens the collectability of that card, right? Those cuts can't just be pressed by a machine. I've shared the video of what they have to do for cuts. It is not an easy process. And I think the person who's making the cuts is really cool. I'd like to see, like, who these people are and what they're doing. Cause like, I've seen cuts where I'm like, man, that's exactly what I would have done. Other cuts, I'm like, but I think it's great.
And it's funny how you can tell that different people were doing it at different times.
Yes.
Especially with Upper Deck. And I'll give you the perfect example. Marvel 80th, there were a ton of really great cuts. There were a couple weird issue choices, but still, the cuts that they chose were great. Marvel Ages, bad issue choices, and the person who cut didn't give two shits. Like,
they didn't care.
Really, hey, here's a guy walking across the street in the background of an action scene. Let's take a cut of him. Like, well, what? Right? It just, Absolute garbage.
So how can you tell the difference between? No, you can. Okay, sorry, that was about to be a dumb question, but I'll prove it to you too, because here's a great example of a cut I just got, which is crazy funny. It's from Marvel 80th, and this is the only one because Surfer was banned from Marvel 80th ages. Like he wasn't allowed to be in the cuts, the cards, nothing. But look at this cut. You can't tell me that's not purposeful. All in due time, Surfer. And maybe that's super dorky of me to read into it at that level, but like Surfer's everywhere in this issue. Like you literally have to go out of your way to cut around.
Exactly.
So it's just really funny to me. I'm very happy I was able to get this from a friend who traded it to me because it's absolutely so much fun to see that in the caption. But yeah, I agree with you. 80th is a really magical comic cut set for sure. Chris Mexer had a question. Has anyone ever seen a multi-panel cover redemption set broken apart as individual sales?
Yes. There's one guy who's done that with 2 or 3 issues.
Like an idiot. And there's a special place in the other underworld.
Because and again, it's a perfect example. So there are 2 or 3 really good cuts, and they price those high, and then everything else they had at like $30. And you know what? At one time I saw it and I was so annoyed. And I was like, maybe somebody would want to buy them all. And this is just so counterintuitive. But I was like, you know what? Fuck this seller. I'm going to make sure nobody would ever buy them all. And I bought one of them for $30 just to have it. Just a cock block. He doesn't care. He got his $30, but I'm like, I'm going to make sure nobody tries to give you all the money for those.
Because it's really a dumb thing to do. Like it's such an unconscientious, like inconscient, whatever the right word is. It's
like
so
show me you don't understand cuts without showing me, right?
It's like the dumbest thing. And I think they're still there. I always come across them on CompC and it drives me wild today. I don't know if it's the same book that you bought your 31 from, but it happens. I see it all. So yeah, it's happened 2 or 3 times. I've never seen it more than that. So to answer your question, but it is terrible.
Lewis was talking about the Black Panther one, right? Here's a perfect Marvel 80th example. So it's Bill's iconic cover, the perfect cut, and on his signature. I mean,
you don't get better than that.
Yeah,
you really don't get better than that,
for sure. I think if they had a cut of the corner box in this one, that would be amazing too.
See, I want a corner box cut so bad. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but that's the thing that does make me jealous about the 16 covers is that they get the corner box in a cut.
Yes.
So that does make
the UPC, which is kind of cool.
Well, we have that Deadpool collector who just found so in Deadpool, and I think we have it on our site too, and I'll show it in a minute. But the Deadpool covers were cut up as well for the Deadpool set 2019, right, Fuller? Yeah. And the crazy thing is that the copies of the books, I guess they had one newsstand and one. What's the other one called when it has like the stamp of the face or something different other than newsstand? Direct edition. It was some kind of reprint. Something like that.
Sometimes it'll have like the Spider-Man face or something.
Yeah. So like he has 2 cuts, one with the direct edition newsstand and one with the second edition stamp thing, which is the sickest thing in the world. But not every character collection can have something like that. So that's just really cool to see.
And it's funny. Sometimes like I got this cover cut because it just made me laugh because there were so many amazing comic cuts in Marvel 80th. And then I saw this cover cut and I was like, this is so bad. I absolutely have to have it. Let me find it. Like, think of all the amazing cuts there could have been on this page and look at what I got. But it's got Brunner's autograph. So at least there's that, right? It's got his signature. So.
Hey, they're manicured, man. The fingers could have looked a lot worse. You know that? That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen this one yet.
Like a cut of that text, the blue circle text, that would have been amazing. Or like, I guess to get his eyes, you'd have to orient sideways, and you might be able to get them both in. So
yeah, the text, yeah, that would have been really sick. I would have loved that. That would have been a really good one. I think you have something like that, or there's one on eBay. Where it's the Jackal, isn't there a cut where they have this?
Yep, exactly.
That's pretty sad that you and I both know that cut. It's been on eBay forever.
Yeah, But again, cover cuts and like here's another again, when you can get two from the old ones, when you had to chase them down, like on the Quasar one, there were two there, and just anytime you can find two.
Cool.
In fact, I think I have a third now. I think in that set I got the Scarlet Witch cut as well. So now
Did you really? Wow. That's so good, man.
So yeah, covers are just an obvious sort of, easy passion.
Well, I was lucky enough to get this one, and I'm so grateful to Acosta, a buddy of
the
ours.
unicorn, yeah.
Yeah, and I got stupid lucky. He got it.
Oh, that's awesome.
He got it.
They didn't do a ton, but they did some nice ones.
They did, they did a good job. They have a really good selection. Like this is.
I wonder if they've lost their license because they sort of vanished, didn't they?
I was wondering what happened to them, but I haven't seen. Sometimes I'm not up to date with some of the sets, but I thought they did a good job. This one's tough too because they only made 20 of every issue, so it's really not viable to do like a.
They did do a lot of cover cuts. I've noticed that.
They did. They do. I seen a lot of people. Actually, I think Mark just posted one too. So they did covers. They did it right. I will say they did it right, and the frames are really nice. So I need another 10. But yeah.
So interesting question, not the panel itself. So, and that's a good point. So if there's like, fading or even sometimes like a little tear or scuffing on the cut itself, I freaking love that. But on the cardstock, I'm not super. It all depends. Like, if it would like get an 8 or 7 in CGC, I'm okay with that. But if it would get like a 4 or like a PSA 4, obviously that's a problem. But a little scuffing, I don't particularly care about because again, to me, that's the frame and the focus is on the panel itself. So
yeah, it's strange. I don't feel like grades because comic cuts are one of ones. And I didn't need Tops to tell me. But they are one of ones. But the thing is, like, the condition of the book is kind of part of the charm of the card. You know what I mean? Like seeing the condition of the paper in juxtaposition to the actual card frame, and you can smell the paper. You know what I mean? Like it feels like you're looking at the book. It's
like my Avengers 1 cover absolutely has wear on it.
I love that too. Yeah. That makes it better, in my opinion. Like, obviously, I don't want it tearing out of the frame or marked up. That's different. But natural age, wear and tear kind of stuff. And also, too, it really points out that what I really appreciate about card companies is that they're picking books that are, like, extremely low grade to do this to. Because, of course, you don't want to see a nice book destroyed by a pair of scissors in this situation. I like seeing books that are kind of discarded. You know what I mean? I think there's a charm there.
And then, like you said, I'll show off a couple more cover ones because why not? That's a good one. Now that Snicked is here.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Where is that? I didn't bring that many. No, I can't find it. Come on, where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? Good Lord. Oh, I know why it's not. There we go. Because it's a WebP. Don't mind me, everybody. Don't mind me. Let's see if it'll share WebP. All right, so it won't let me share a WebP file. That sucks. All right, never mind. I'm not going to show that one.
Cashra has great. We've thought about this in the past, but this is the dream. The double-sided cut card would be crazy cool.
That really would actually.
Like a window, like a window thing. They have made animated cell cuts, just so people are aware of that, in case so they know it's not a new thing. Because I know people are collecting animated cells now, and looking at them more closely. So those type of cards do exist, not for Marvel, unfortunately. Hopefully Topps does that, which would be cool. But yeah, we would love that, Cashra. I think the worry is that it would be kind of flimsy, so it wouldn't necessarily be a soft sleeve. It'd probably be a little bit harder plastic, but it would be really sick. Oh, this is great.
I have started to Lost. When I have time, I'm going back and adding the characters to each of my scans. It's going to take a while, but I am slowly working on it. Yes.
Hopefully we have like a tag system on the site so you can do it there, so you don't have to like type it in and do that stuff. We're trying to do this as fast as possible. I love that cover, Matt, by the way. That's
Yeah,
sick,
no, I love
bro.
that. Yeah,
That's
that's a
beautiful.
nice one for Rogue. And then, so we talked a little bit about covers. Another one that I am really loving, but so does everybody. But
Good
some of
taste.
these obscure ones is sort of first in book appearances. So, like, here's a random one. That's the first time Grandmaster appears.
Whoa, that's so sick.
You know,
That's cool.
yeah, and that's just a weird one. He's obviously not my character, but I thought,
Yeah,
again,
but that's
I did the research and I was like, oh, hey. But here's a little more impressive one. All right, first Black Cat.
You're
That was
dangerous.
pretty cool.
I didn't know. That's scary. That's really nice. Wow. That's really nice.
Let's see, who else? I got a few good ones.
This is not a first panel appearance, but it was a full body, and it was $15.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah,
thought that
no, I got that from not from that set, from the Avengers one. That's a nice one.
Yeah. But I was like, first appearance of Kane in a cut, full body. I was like, that's a no brainer.
Yeah, for $15. Hell yes, please.
$15. It just popped up. No one was looking at it. I was like, I'll take it. In case
I did have this one, but as we know, I did trade this away to someone who it was more appropriate to go for.
Yeah. I think that's awesome though that you did that.
Yeah, I love how many he's got on that page. That's just sick.
He did such a good job. Like he really is kicking. Like it's amazing to see his cut collection. And it's really fun. Him and I are kind of doing it really similarly, and you're similar to a lot of people here are similar to collecting this stuff the way we are. But it's really cool to see what he's able to pull off so far. It's really impressive.
Let's see. I have some more, right? Oh, are they all the so first Rogue.
Oh, is that? Oh, you showed.
Yeah, it's just she first appears in a flashback in the memory of Spider-Woman.
Such a good page too. Someone asked, you all considered Fleet Ultra Avengers and Marvel stamp comic cuts? Those are really cool. The comic book stamps, right? The ones that are in the back of the book and stuff like that. I haven't seen a lot of those cuts, but that's sick.
I don't. I mean, I guess you could make an argument. If are they actually taken though from? Are they recreations or are they actually cut out of the book?
I thought he was talking about maybe there was a cut that showed the stamp, but I know there was an insert set.
Yeah, with the little stamp border.
Yeah, I did like that insert set. They didn't do a surfer. I would have liked the surfer, but I'd like a cut to show that stamp. I want to see cuts show advertisements too, because I was looking through some.
Yeah, they never. I looked and looked and looked. I was able to find one, which is a toy advertisement.
Oh yeah. I really want. Yeah. There was a book that they cut up. That's a surfer book. And it has the 1990 Marvel Universe trading card advertisement, or one of the advertisements in there. I was like, oh, that'd be so sick if they accidentally just put.
There are some where they did actual advertisements for other comics after the main book, and so you do see a few of those, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
There's another one. It's not his first appearance, but it's his first appearance in Avengers.
Whoa, really?
So, yeah.
Damn, what
and it's just it's not it's interesting because this is just a splash page sort of announcing. So you got the cover, then you get this announcing what's going to happen in the issue, and then you have when he actually appears when they find him in the ice. But this is inside the book. This is his first page.
That's sick.
Yeah. That's a great sometimes in research. So Castro had that question. For research, omnibuses, like if I'm really into a book, I go for the omnibuses because those also typically come with the letter pages, which is big for me. There still are some sites out there where you can read online. You just need a really good malware guard because there's one where I was going. I don't even remember the name of it, and it's cursed, so I wouldn't even say it. But every other page, Malwarebytes is like, we blocked a suspicious activity. We blocked suspicious activity. It's like the shit we'll risk to try to get information.
It's really bad. It's really bad. The books are hard to do. I need to buy all the books that I have cuts of, but it has been online doing, and then the sites that I'm using, like the Comica collector site and the and Collectus. And that's just to notice like serial numbers and to see how many cuts were made. Only because like one of the hardest things about collecting comic cuts is not knowing if they did cut the page and the thing you're looking for or the thing you're hoping for. So it's really cool to see like many different examples, because then you get an idea of how much space is actually left on the page, which is not what Cash was asking, but in case that was something people want to look at.
And we talked about this earlier, where the cut is also used on a card, which is always awesome.
Yep, I got one of those, which I absolutely love because I'm a huge horror fan. And I saw the cut and absolutely couldn't help myself buying it. And it wasn't even Surfer, but it's from Excalibur. And I was on my show. This is so sick, by the way, to see the cross there. Actually, I do have a question after this. Like I know you have like favorite artists and writers from comic books. So I'd love to know like what comic cut do you have where you like see the artist's like work in the cut? Because that's a really cool thing I've been looking at lately. Like this one's really fun.
I love it. That's Alan Davis, right?
Yeah. So like I really love this, but it was used in the Excalibur set back in the day, which is really cool. I'll show that now. But like, yeah, so like, are there any artists?
I mean, Sienkiewicz is the one that pops to mind, obviously, with the Demon Bear saga. So, getting him there. I also showed the Barry Windsor Smith, which I really liked. And any of the Byrne, Claremont X-Men from pretty much 94 up into the 130s. I love all that artwork as well.
I think that's really cool. I'm
trying to remember if I have a cut from one of these.
Because we talked about it a long time ago. We actually noticed it's not the Nightcrawler. Where is it?
If you scroll up to beginning, I might recognize it.
It's not this one.
Huh.
I know I swore I saw one, Matt, because I showed you this one, and then we looked at yours and you spotted one.
Yeah, it's not jumping out at me, but I'm pretty sure you're right. I seem to remember one.
Let me see. Excalibur was done.
So it should be on Collectus, yeah.
Yeah, so Excalibur 13 was only in Marvel Beginnings Series 1. And then there was an Excalibur 125, Sword of Dawn. But the Sword of Dawn shouldn't have anything. Yeah, no, I think it would be Marvel Beginnings. If you had one, I think it'd be Marvel Beginnings.
Yeah, I only brought down a few to show off down to the dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Mine are saved upstairs.
Dude, you shared off amazing things. Are you kidding me? On the Spear Master, who wins? My money's on Matt. 100%. My money's on Matt. That's what I'm not sure. I heard they actually taken from the comics. Sick.
I think, are there any more good ones here to share? I mean, I've sort of shown all the examples. You got the covers, you got the letters.
Yeah, great example.
The actual, the ads. You've got where it appears on a card, and sometimes just finding one that's relates to a story you really like. So here's another perfect example. And I felt bad because I know there's somebody who would want this one, but this was, when I was reading, this was an amazing issue I read when I was a kid. So to get that cut,
Yeah, but you've been a fan of this stuff since day one. I remember you talking about this a long time ago. I love these cuts on splash pages. I love that so much, man. That's such a good. So what's the serial number on that for the new moons?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I could give two shits about serial numbers on comic cuts. To me,
The reason I ask is because I wonder if they did any more from the page.
I
Um,
would. Oh, from this, I don't think so. Like, what else would they actually have from this page? Like, there's
no,
really
maybe
nothing else.
like I don't know if someone did something like over the monster's face or some, because sometimes you see that, but there's 65. So again, the serial number is not because of the rarity, because that doesn't mean shit. The reason I look at the serial number is because if the book is really big, you know what I mean? They
Which
didn't
this one
do.
was. I think it was a double issue because it was number 50.
So that makes sense that there's 65 cuts of it because they had so many pages to work with. Like I've just been noticing the consistency between cuts that are like out of 35 or out of 50 or out of 65. The books tend to be bigger.
Exactly. Not even that. They'd have
No,
it, from the
it's
bottom of the
cool.
Y down to the top of the box. Just that one blue streak. That would be it.
Yep.
Be like,
Yep.
what the hell is this thing?
Man, that's perfect too.
Yeah, well, I love cuts, as you know.
They're great. They're great, man. Like I'm so glad that I got to like finally really experiencing them. You know what I mean? Like I
Oh,
just think it's great.
I just realized there's one more. I have one more first appearance, and if I can find it, if I can get it to show.
Please. And also, too, guys, remember, first appearance doesn't have to be first appearance of the character, right? What I was asking Matt earlier about the artists is that you can have the first time an artist drew that character,
Oh, yeah.
right? Or yeah, I love those kind of first appearances too, because I think you get different renditions of different characters. Oh, this is cool. So it's the first panel.
First panel of Kitty Pryde, yeah.
Okay, so dream scenario. Favorite cuts, horizontal or vertical?
I'm agnostic, to be honest.
I like it.
Um, if it's used right, like this one, like it's perfectly framed on her, but you get the whole settings. Like if it was horizontal, yeah, you get some of the words, but you wouldn't get enough for it to be worth it. So
Right.
I think to crop it, if you did it that way, you'd probably need to try to get it to the top of the specifically Deerfields and go down without losing. I think horizontal was the way, and cut out the words entirely.
Also, it
And I
gives you
like
that
to get to see a
street view.
little bit of the book on the left too, of the run off of the page, which is always cool.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. What's your favorite border?
Avengers and the 75th, the simple Rittenhouse, just you can't beat it. It's just
It's
so
too
much
clean.
real estate.
Too clean. Too perfect. Too clean.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Oh, Castro said something.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, with the pedigree, that's a great.
Damn, that'd be
Tops, if
sick.
Tops was smart, they'd run with that one.
And put like a pedigree stamp on it, like an exclusive, like that'd be sick. That'd be actually really cool. But then, yeah, you got to cut up the. Well, I think you don't have to actually. But
Here's
yeah,
another.
that,
This one's just funny. This was just a random one I picked up for $15. I didn't even know it was a first, and then when I was going through, I was like, "Wait a minute!" And I looked it up, and is it a web?
oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Wow, in costume. That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. That's actually really, really cool. Yeah, that's cool. I love the splash pages on the first like opening type of thing. I love that so much.
How much
Sick.
time do you think we waste researching the cuts and obsessing over that kind of data? I think we'd be sad if we knew how much time we wasted. It's not really
That's
wasted if you love it, though. But all right.
it's kind of wasted.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. Like doing the database thing, building out that site, doing all that stuff. I mean, you've done so much more than me, especially when you're cross-referencing things because you just have just a massive collection. But I think every cut I've owned, I've spent at least an equivalent of like 20 to 30 minutes looking everything up about the cut. So that's one way to start adding up those numbers very quickly. 30 minutes.
Especially and how much, like, if you're like, okay, this is a cut. I know this issue is this person's first appearance. So then it's like, okay, where does this cut fit into that book?
Yeah.
What do you think about misoriented cuts? Thanks, McFly.
Ooh. So like if a cut was supposed to be upside down, but you see it right side up.
Yeah. Or where is it?
There was a beast one that someone talked about in the Discord. Oh yeah.
So they oriented it like he was, I don't think they really looked at what they were doing. Like, so they put it so his head would be the right way, but clearly,
I
it's kind of fun.
I think it's kind of fun. I think the right way to do it, even though it's awkward on the card, is to do it the right orientation.
For sure.
But I mean, it's kind of fun. I don't know. I think I have one. Yeah, I do have one where surfers like sideways surfing, but they were like whoop, and so he looks like it looks very odd. I love it.
I feel like I in my head I can envision the scene, right? Because again, this was Marvel 80th, I believe, so they were good cuts, and somebody did this, and no, this wasn't, was it? Pencil.
I can't tell if ages or 80th just
I think
by
it
the
was 80th. So I bet the person did it the right way, and I could see like this being a classic like Office Space middle management thing. Like, yeah, we're gonna need you to turn that the other way. We don't want Spider-Man upside down, And he's like, but that's how it is in the book. Yeah. Mark is not gonna want that. Right?
That's actually a really good impression. That's really awesome. That's actually brought me right into the movie. Yeah.
File the TPS report, and we'll see.
Yes. I can see the red stapler on your desk now. I love that so much. I love that. Yeah, I prefer them to be orientated the way it is, but I don't really care either because I think it's cool. I just think it's cool that it made the cut. Pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, I love that. That's sick.
And then non-cut plug for MentalCon.
Yes,
next
that's
month,
really soon. Next month.
MentalCon.org. Sketch cards going up. We've got about 200 up for auction now. Just got some in from Juan Mendez.
Hold on, let me make you big so people see that. That's awesome.
Look at that.
So sick. Sabretooth's head there. Wow. And these will be up for auction, or these are these?
Wow. I got to scan these, so they'll be up by the weekend. But there's almost 200 currently available. Taking bids right now. Hellboy and some luchadors.
Sick.
I mean, and it's he did so he's got gold ink on it. See,
oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, I see in the bracelet really well. Yeah.
And this, again, we don't give restrictions to these guys. We do. The restriction is it has to somehow be comic fandom related. That's it. So
that's a fair one, though.
Marvel, DC, Hellboy. We've got Spawn, G.I. Joe. What the hell's this guy's name? What's that anime guy's name?
Oh, Mega Man.
Yes, thank you.
That's actually a really good Mega Man, too. Shit.
This one is, I forget some of these I can't remember about that anime guy in the background. I want to say when I was a kid, I think there was a show, the English version of them that were always bastardized. I feel like that one was called Grandizer. But yeah, like Gotcha Man was Battle of the Planets, and I got one in here. I may have to claim. I've been paying postage for all of the artists, so I'm pretty deep in the hole. So I may claim one or two cards as reimbursement for the thousands I've spent on shipping.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to at that point. I imagine a lot.
There's one here. I'm not going to share it in case I do.
Yeah, smart.
It's really Juan Mendez is one of my favorite artists, so I've commissioned a lot from him. So I was able to get him involved, and he crushed it. Oh my god, so good.
The cards are amazing. I remember last year, and some of the sketch cards were just. I mean, all of them were amazing. Like it's a stupid thing to miss, and it's such a good.
I have my binder right here.
Oh.
I was looking at it on screen.
And this will be on your Discord too, right, Matt? Like you post a lot of really great stuff on that Discord as well.
Yeah, well, we're gonna as we get closer, we'll be sharing more and more.
Cool.
And pretty much everywhere. This is probably the favorite one I picked up last year.
Yeah, that's the best.
Pickle on a wall.
That was Dre, right? So stupid smart.
Anyway, so I'm not gonna. We're talking comic cuts, but I had to get the plug. Yeah,
you you and I are kind of known for just going off the cuff, so I don't think we have to.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, a script? What's that?
I've never heard of that before. I think this is the most on topic we've ever been.
I've heard a rumor of people staying on topic. What's that feel like?
No idea what that means. Well, we're an hour and 14. Matt, I thank you so much for curating.
This is always awesome when we just hang out and run our mouths.
No, I love it, man. And you curated such a good show and tell too. And so I'm excited for people to find this live at a later date because they're all the examples you shown are all the different reasons why comic cuts are amazing. And I'm just very grateful you did that, brother. So I appreciate it.
And actually, you know what would be interesting now that I think about it, and put this on like page 7 of the roadmap. What if there was a supplemental, basically a way to append the card so that you could also see, for example, so if I've got the Panther cover here, a link that you could actually see how it fits on the page. Right. So this wouldn't be the primary, but if somehow the data is there in this, you're like, what is this little thing here that says click here? And like, oh, look at that.
Yes. We additional images, I think is what we're calling it.
Yeah.
But we want to do that for uncut sheets, box images, pack images, like a whole set overview. But for when it comes to cuts, we also wanted to do a link, and this is super future. So of course, this is live, so maybe I shouldn't say this, but like you could see the original comic book art on Comic Art Fans. You know what I mean? Like for like a card or whatever.
And CAF is a great example because every piece you upload to CAF, there is a section for additional images. So when I upload a piece of my OA, in the additional, I'll put the card and any other information that I think is cool that kind of shows the
I think it's great.
It's used.
No, I'm hoping, and I think people will become really accustomed to it because there's a lot of overlap there. And I know a lot of people want something like this for cards, especially non-sports. So it'd be good. Let me speculate. Yeah.
What do you mean, Chris? What are you talking about? Chris is someone we need to get him to OAX. We need to pound him with drinks. Then we need to get him on camera.
I mean, there's things Chris knows that no one will ever know. And he's a good vault for that, for sure.
He's like the retired CIA guy that, every company is always like tracking him where he is just in case.
Never has his back to the door, kind of always looking at it. Yeah. Well, thank you all for being here. We had like 35 people at one point. This is really cool. If you like comic cuts, check them out. If you like cards in general, check out Collectus. We have a pretty cool thing. I'm just going to show it off real quick because I was excited to share this. But we actually have a link now where you can click comic cuts, and it will show you the comic cuts that are on our site. So you can go look at all of them, see some things people have posted.
What is that? DC? What?
DC? How could you?
Alphabetical? Go reverse alphabetical. Put that shit.
Get rid of that stuff. But it's really cool. But you can check them all. And then what's really cool too is you can add them to your collection, or more importantly, since these are one of ones, add it to your wish list. And that way, if you know you're hunting that book, you can come here, go to your wish list, and there it is.
You know what's interesting? And so when we first did this, you and I talked about this a little bit. When we first started talked about Collectus, I wasn't at this, I wasn't in sort of the career change that I am now, where selling cards is now sort of part of what I do. And I was like, I wonder if I'm just going to get a lot of people kind of coming and picking and, sort of cherry picking. And at that time, when I was still just sort of hoarding, I dreaded it. But now that I'm in this whole, buying and selling, dude, I've done well into 4 figures of business just from people who saw stuff on Collectus and came to me, and I'm like, let's make a deal, baby.
That's really great to hear, man. I couldn't be happier.
Working out great.
Oh, that's so good, man. Thank you for that. I'm so glad to hear it. And we're going to have real features on there where vetted users trade, buy, and you could it's going to be like ePack, but a lot better. And, there's just going to be so many different cards in there. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, man, because you did all that work for us. And it was so cool to see that collection. And I know that's hard. Like, I haven't even got a chance to put most of my collection in because I've been helping other people, but I can't tell you how much I get excited to see your cuts every day. Like, that sounds so stupid, but it's true. Like, it's like seeing like a coffee art book on the table. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just love it.
And you know what? I have to figure out where the line is on which cuts I've uploaded. Like, I think I need to go back to when I sent a bunch, figure out that date, and then sort scans by date to figure out what I still need to add.
And we can
because I owe a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna have like an export feature where you can check on your list and a better way to sort. We're still in early beta, and just trying to make sure that it fits the community's needs. But if you need any help with that, you tell me. I can find you the list.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I started doing them manually when you were having that little contest.
Oh, awesome!
So yeah, and I think I told you I figured out how to just get it. So I was doing one about every 12 to 15 seconds. So I was just tearing through them.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, please. And we have ad card now. We have a lot of cool stuff there. So, and it's only going to get better. If you're really interested in checking out more collectors, go to our Discord. We have a Facebook group too. Hit me up. Fuller knows a lot about it too, so you can always hit him up if you need anything from anybody. But we're happy to have you in the hobby, everybody. Thank you for watching the stream. Just on a personal note, I could not do this without Fuller by my side all these years. I always appreciate him being here because it just makes my life easier and much happier. So thank you, Fuller.
I'm already planning the 2027 road trip. I think I'm going to do it again.
Dude, I had a good time. Going to Buc-ee's was like cool. I've never been to Buc-ee's before. That was pretty fun. All right, everyone. We let you go. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
All right, guys. We need like a phrase.